Welcome back to NC Fishing. Today we're going over the May 2024 Mystery Tackle Box Pro. Let's go ahead and dive in. Alright, start off as usual. We've got the dibble. We have a card with information about all the lures. And we have a sticker, which I've been seeing that one before. That one's actually kind of cool, I think. Alright, so the first lure, we have a Team Arc CMT1. This is a mid-depth mini crankbait, and it is in Sexy Shad. Again, that's the Team Arc CMT1 in Sexy Shad. This is definitely a smaller crankbait. Hooks seem to be pretty decent. The hooks seem to be pretty decently sharp. Paint job looks pretty good. Has a magnetic weight transfer system in it, so that it can make casting easier for a crankbait this size. So it actually has mustad hooks on it, so that's why they seem to be good hooks. Yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about this. Paint looks good, hooks are good. The magnetic weight transfer system kind of seems like it could be a little bit gimmicky. I don't know, it's not bad. And they claim it's an $8.99 value. I don't know that I would say this is a $9 lure. $7, I could see being a good price on this one, but I have $9 is a little bit too much for it. Not that it's bad, I just don't think it's worth that much. But then again, a lot of times I think a lot of lures are overpriced, so it might really be more on par for its quality. But anyway, yes, I don't think that's too bad. Alright, so the next thing we have is a Lunker Hunt Finesse crawl. They're a pre-rigged crawl, definitely Ned rig. They're 1/4 ounce and 3 inches, and Okeechobee crawl. Again, that's the pre-rigged Lunker Hunt Finesse crawl and Okeechobee crawl. Man, wind just gusted. Plastic seems to be pretty nice. It seems relatively dense, but still seems to have a good amount of action with the little appendages. It is kind of interesting that this is a pre-rigged lure and it's not even rigged straight. You would think it would come from the factory rigged properly, but I mean, I don't think these are bad. I just don't know. Claim these are $5. $5 is way too much for one pre-rigged and then 2 extra soft plastics. That's just too much for this. I mean, you can get a pack of Z-Man. Granted, you don't have a jig head, but you can get a whole pack of Z-Man for roughly the same price. That's gonna last you a lot longer than this will. Yeah, this is $2-3 is about all I'd pay for this. I don't think they're terrible, just definitely not worth $5. All right, so next we have an Excite Baits Reflex skipping jig. It's a 3/8 ounce in Magic Crawl. I didn't realize Excite Baits made jigs, but I don't know a lot of the stuff they make. Again, that's the Excite Baits Reflex skipping jig in Magic Crawl. The skirt's kind of interesting. I don't know if I've seen one like this before. It's like it was a hollow tube that they cut to make the skirt, and part of the tube still intact. And then it's actually like crimped on with a piece of wire. Some of the little pieces are actually stuck together too. I don't know if it was just the way it's cut or if it just stuck in the packaging. Hook seems decently sharp. It has a molded in bait keeper and a somewhat stiff brush guard. Oh, this one's strange. That skirt's just so weird. I don't know how well that shows up, but it's just so weird that it's done that way. It doesn't seem like a terrible jig. This skirt's just odd on it. They say this is a $5.50 value. I almost feel like that's about $1 more than I think I would be willing to pay to try this out. Maybe I would love it once I try it, but it's just, I don't know. It's just odd. That skirt. I don't know if it's going to be durable or it's going to tear because of the shape of it and design. I don't know. So far, this is probably my least favorite thing. All right, so the next thing we have is the Eurotackle Finesse B Vibe. And these are 3-inch paddle tails. They're pheromone scented. And they are in Bluegill Pro. Again, that's the Eurotackle Finesse B Vibe in Bluegill Pro. I've gotten a few Eurotackle items in other boxes. I haven't had a chance to use them. The quality doesn't seem bad, but I will say these are very similar to some mule fishing lures. And I'll leave a link right here to an unboxing that has some of those lures in it. I don't think it's bad. It's an interesting color. I mean, I get the bluegill. It's got a little bit of gold and blue, some black in it. Yeah, I don't think these are bad. So these are $6. Yeah, I don't know about $6 on these. The mule fishing, that's very similar to this. They are an Elastec type material, so they last a lot longer than regular soft plastics. And this seems to be a normal soft plastic. And I think they're about $6 a pack. Much rather buy a pack of those for $6 than these. But, I mean, I don't think they're bad. I just think those are your better option. All right, next item, we have a 10,000 fish cycle bait. This is a 1/2 ounce size, and it is dark Junebug gold. I actually got one of these in a box a few months ago and decided not to open it. Just keep it because it's purple and gold, just like ECU is. I actually feel like I could actually try it and not worry about losing it. So I got a second one. Again, that's the 10,000 fish cycle bait in dark Junebug gold. These are definitely a strange lure. They're similar to a spinnerbait, except the blade doesn't spin fully. As you can see, it eventually twists up. And I think the idea is that when it hits to where it's twisted as far as it can go, it unravels and goes the other way. But they are strange. I haven't had a chance to use one yet, so I don't know how well they work or if they work. But I'll have to get on the water with one of these now since I've got 2 of them and see how it goes. Now, they do say this is $8.50. I think that's way too much for it. And not being a proven lure, I can't justify that. $5 to $6 is really all I can really justify for one of these, not knowing myself if it works. By the way, if you enter to win the Autism Awareness Reel, make sure you check down in the description to see if you're the winner. It will be down in the description, not in the comments. And please don't fall for any scams. Alright, so the last item, we have a Goan Squad flat banger in Sriracha Crawl. I don't know that I've gotten a ton of these in this particular color, but I do feel like I get a lot of clutches and regular bangers in the Sriracha Crawl. It honestly makes me feel like they probably don't sell very well, which is why they get thrown in the mystery tackle box. I don't know. I mean, it should be a good color from the spring, but I don't know. Again, that's the Goan Squad flat banger in Sriracha Crawl. Yeah, again, as I've said before, it's Goan Squad. I know people don't like them. I personally don't have a problem with them. Well, I haven't used a whole lot of their hard baits. I do like the soft plastics that I've used. These are probably actually some of the dullest hooks. Not that they're necessarily dull, but those mustads on the Team Arc mini crankbait definitely were sharper. Again, I don't think it's bad. I do feel like this is a color that they're just trying to get rid of since I see it so often in these boxes. I don't know, maybe it's just a popular color so they produce a lot of them. Again, I don't think it's bad. $8 seems to be about the going rate for the Goan Squad hard baits. I definitely like to see it more at like $6. It is what it is. Alright, what do you think about this month's box? Let us know down in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see videos like this in the future. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like. We'll see you in the next one.